Hey everyone, it's Pete from Abstract Ocean. So you've seen what the lights can do, so now we're going to go through the installation of them. So compatible with Model 3 and Model Y. We're going to do a quick unboxing, then we'll get in the car and I'll show you how to do it. Pretty simple, maybe allow 20 or 30 minutes. You'll need a trim removal tool, which we include in the kit. And depending on your vintage of Model 3 or Model Y, you may need a T20 or a Torx 20 screwdriver for one of the screws to remove the footwell panel at the front, either on the driver's side, passenger side, or both. But we'll cover that through the installation anyway. Okay, let's see what's in the box. All right, so in the box, so like on all of our boxes, we have a QR code, so that scanning that will get you to this video essentially. So in the box we have a remote. First thing to know about this is it takes a CR2032 battery. We do not ship with that. There's all kinds of regulations for shipping with lithium batteries. It's just not worth the aggravation. But you know, you can buy 10 of them for $5 on Amazon if you don't already have them. They are the same batteries that you use for your Tesla remote if you have a Tesla key fob. So remote control. A couple of 3M strips to stick the light strips underneath the seats. Trim removal tool. Cable ties. We're going to track the power cable for the front seats, so we just use this to tether the wires to those. And then the important stuff, so we have two front LED lights, so these are RGB or multicolor obviously, and then the rear ones are light strips, and they fix to a bar underneath the seats, and again we'll cover that in the installation video. All the various controllers, and the way it basically works is this will be at the front or in the footwell at the front. The car power connects to this, then we daisy chain this battery into there, and then the rest of the cabling kind of goes off to the back. So we have to run this on both sides. Passenger side is pretty easy, driver's side is pretty easy too, but you have to kind of contend with, you know, the pedals and stuff getting in the way a little bit, but maybe 10 or 15 minutes per side. So I'm going to just quickly show you. This works with infrared. This is the infrared receiver for the rear light bars. And then we also, inside here is the receiver for the front lights. So you just kind of basically point and shoot, pick your color, and you're good to go. All right, with that said, we are going to get in the car and start installing. We're going to start on the front passenger side. All right, here we are on the passenger side of the Model Y. I've got a few tools down here, quickly cover them. So obviously this is the light bar for the rear, we'll get to that in a second. This is the replacement light for the front footwell. This is the trim removal clip that comes with the kit. This is a flat blade screwdriver, depending on how much we have to fight with the bulb. I'll talk about that in a second. This is a T20 or a Torx 20. We don't need it on this side of our Model Y. This is a 2023 Austin build. You may find that there's a screw up here that needs this, so have a T20 handy if you can. And this is a separate, what we call a spudger. We've sold these for 10 years now. These things just last and last. They're great. Great for in the car. They're also great just for around the house. You'll be surprised how useful these are, especially if you open a lot of IKEA packages. But with that, we'll get started. We'll get the bulb out, get this trim piece down, and then get that replaced. And then we'll start running the wire to the rear. So in this version of the Model Y, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 pop clips. Again, you may find something slightly different in your 3 or Y, it just depends on the vintage. And you may have a T20 screw that you need to get out as well. I'm actually just going to use a flat blade screwdriver to get these out, it's going to be easier. Then this panel just folds down. There's going to be 2 wires going to it. Let me just start it off up here. There we go. So 2 wires, one for the speaker, one for the light. To release the light, all you need to do is just push on this little clip and pull. So I'll do that, just showing with a screwdriver. Comes out very easily, just like that. We don't need to worry about the speaker, we'll leave that plugged in. All right, so now we're going to fight with the light bulb. Again, on more recent builds, this is very, very, very tight in here. You could usually just push it through from the back, but This one just doesn't have much give, so I'm going to fight with it a little bit from the back, see if we can get it through with the screwdriver. Just by pushing on these clips here. So these are the kind of the retaining clips. So I'm going to give that a pretty firm push while pushing on that, and then do the same on the bottom. There we go. So that's the easiest way to do it. Don't want to give away too many secrets, but this isn't our first take, so that's what you want to do. Now we're going to grab the replacement bulb and just snap that in, like so. And then we're going to get the first rear footwell kit. And as I mentioned on the unboxing, we sort of daisy chain everything together. So what we're going to do is plug this into the new bulb, like so. Make sure it snaps in. And then this is what's tapping the power for the front bulb and for the new rear bulb. So we want to make sure that we push that in. And you'll see right now that's lighting up blue. So is this. So we're going to leave this down for the minute. We'll tidy up all the wires and everything when we're done running this cable. But what we're going to do, we'll start here and then we'll bring the camera around behind me, but we're just going to kind of get a rough idea of where it needs to go. Close enough. So we're just going to run this down this trim piece here, just tuck it under. This is a sort of fingertips job, very easy. If you really want to, you can remove all these trim pieces, but there's absolutely no need to do that, and you don't want to remove trim unless you have to. Just keep going underneath like this. All right, then we're going to come around here and show you where it goes under the seat. So we're just going to carry on just using fingertips to squeeze that underneath the trim. Till we get to this joint here. Alright, so now what we have to do is this is just a Velcro join for the front and rear trim pieces. So all we need to do is pull that away, and that gives you a super handy little pass through to get underneath the seat. We're going to just pass some of the wire through, and then we're going to go into the back and tidy everything up. Alright, here we are in the back. As you can see, I actually poked it in a bit too low. I've gone underneath the trim, so I'm going to go back around the front and poke it through so it appears up here somewhere. We'll stay in the back with the camera. Alright, so you're folding back with a little flap on your side?
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to just pass this through. Got that? Okay, just kind of keep going, keep pulling it through, keep going.
How much wire?
Keep going.
Hang on, there's a bump in it.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Alright, stop there for now. Alright, so here we are under the seat. We've passed this through. This is the only cable that goes to the chair or the seat. This has got your power for the recliner and all the other stuff. So we're going to cable tie this to that so that we're following the same track. And then if you can see at the front here, here's this bar. We're going to stick the light bar on that bar, shining backwards to maximize the light coming back into the rear footwell. It's a bit cumbersome doing it from here. I'm going to move to the front of the chair so you can see what we're doing from the rear. Okay, we're just going to apply the 3M pad to the light. This is what's going to stick it to the chair bar, seat bar. Not much of a science to that. Okay, I'm going to go back to the front and kind of try and do all this from the front while we record from the back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is fit the light bar about there. So I'm just going to peel off the other side of the sticky pad and place that like so. And then we supply 6 of the cable ties, so we're just going to tether this to up here as kind of the first point, and then we'll just follow this umbilical down Okay, so now we have the light bar on the bar going across the bottom of the chair. Going to get this cable tie. I'm just going to go to the top of this umbilical. Pull it tight. I'm going to get a second one. Just kind of follow it down. Okay, and then a third one. Ugh, I don't know where it is. There it is. Then the third one, we're going to get pretty close to where we're coming through the trim. And then bear in mind that this is the IR sensor for the actual for the remote. So we want to make sure we have that visible as well. Okay, once those are on, we're going to just tuck the spare wire inside the trim. And then, as I mentioned, this is the control unit that can go inside, that's fine. Just leave this hanging out. This is what you'll be pointing the remote at to change the colour of the rear lights. I'm just going to put that trim back, like so. If you want to snip these, you can. I left my snips at the front, but if you want to tidy that up, just trim off the ends of the cable ties. Hold on. These are a bit heavy duty for what we need. So I'm just going to tuck this back under. You can see the wire just peeking through there, so you can tuck that under if you want. Let's get this seat moved back and down so it's out of the way. Alright, so we're going to just push this back into place. The thing to note here, hopefully you can see this if I use my spudger as a pointer, there's like a plastic notch at the back here. That engages with this, so that's all you have to do. Just make sure that's lined up and everything else kind of locks into place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oops. Make sure you're not trapping any of the new wires, of course. Ugh. Okay, and then we're going to get our push clips, trim clips, push those back in place. Okay, that's the passenger side done. You can see there's no cables anywhere, so very clean install. Still have the blue light on the front, and then obviously in the back as well. So now we're going to do the driver's side. Will be a little bit quicker. The only thing that's different over there, of course, is the front footwell. So we'll cover that real quick. Here we are on the driver's side now. This one's a different trim piece, of course, because your pedals and everything else in the way. There is a T20 screw up here, and then a trim clip here, and a trim clip here. And this is the bulb. These are really difficult to get out. The actual, depending which way the factory fits it, the recess to kind of lever it out, it should be at this end. They've done it at the other end, so you've got no chance of getting anything underneath there. So we're going to just pop this out. So we're going to pop the two trim clips. Probably should have a slightly bigger screwdriver. Okay, that's one. Two. And we're going to grab our T20 and undo that. It's in there pretty tight. Okay, that's out. And then grab our trim tool again, just to pop this panel. Oops. There we go. Then kind of grasp it and put it down. Ugh. Right, so we have the Ethernet jack over here, and then here's the light. So if you remember before, just kind of push on the clip and pull the wire out like that. And then we're going to fight with this from the back side as well. So just going to apply some pressure with the screwdriver on the retainers on the actual bulb itself, and kind of push through as well. Do the same here. There we go. Okay, we're going to put our bulb in.
And which way are you doing the little clippy?
You know, there's no recess, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, there's one there, so we'll do it this way around. And this should come out a little easier as well with our ones. Yeah, that will come out fairly easy from the outside. The plug. Get the wire harness. Same thing as before. The male connector goes into the new bulb. Then the female connector goes into the original power supply from the car. And we've had the doors open for a long time now, so all the interior lights are off at the moment, but they'll come back on when we close the door. And then same thing, we just kind of want to eyeball how much cable we need to leave up here spare, and then just start running it down. So we'll probably time lapse this next bit because it's the same as what we just did on the passenger side, so we'll be back. Okay, so that's the kit installed. We're going to wait for it to get a little bit darker, then we'll do a full demo of how it works. Alright, here we are in the car. I just wanted to go over the remote functions and how it interacts with the car itself. So, slightly strange thing is the brightness control for the screen, we're on display at the moment, also controls the brightness of the ambient lights, which in this case are the new lights we fitted, the front and rear footwells, as well as the door pockets if you have that on your car. So you'll see if I dim that, then the footwell lights dim as well. So just something to note, it's not consistent, so it seems to only happen this way when the car is in park, which it is now, and kind of in an idle state, so it's not doing anything right now. I'm just sat in the car. It obviously knows I'm here because there's a presence sensor in the seat, but that's it. So that's how you do that. It's also available under the quick controls. This is the same brightness control down here. I don't mess with it. I don't think you would either, but just be aware of that if you think that they're either too bright or too dim for some reason. Other than that, this is the remote control. Pretty simple. You do have brightness controls on here as well, so those are the light level. Then just all the different color options. You've got some kind of gimmicky flash, strobe, fade and smooth. Right now I have the lights set to white, and you'll see, maybe you can see on the cameras, they're about twice as bright as the regular factory lights, maybe a little bit more. And then if you want to change color, all you do is just point the remote directly at the lights. So for the front footwell lights, the IR receiver is inside the assembly, so you know, behind the lens. So if we set that to purple maybe, Do the same over here. Remember that this driver's side is at a pretty steep angle, so you're kind of going to point it that way. And then these fronts, or sorry, the rear ones, I'm just going to do from the front. Set all those to purple. So it's as easy as that, just pick your colours. They all have a memory, of course, so when your car's powered off, it remembers the last setting of the light. And if you want to see one of the kind of more gimmicky ones, this is the flash one. So you may have been in an Uber or a limo that does this, but that just sets all the lights to flash. You know, if you want to have a disco car for some reason. So that's it. So pretty simple. Just keep this in your glove box. If you're anything like us, you'll kind of find the colour you like and you won't mess with it too much. But you know, the option's always there, obviously, just to change it whenever you need to. All right, hope you enjoy. Thank you.